So this is my old TV cabinet and it's seen better days, so I'm going to be revamping it so that it actually can hold my TV. So I'll be fixing that one up. I've dismantled the whole unit and all I'm doing now is I'm cutting up pieces of wood that I need, and then I'm going to build a little box out of it. I'm just taking some spare wood that I've got lying around and I've cut them so that I can make a box, and the size of this particular box that I'm doing is 40 centimeters high by 47 centimeters wide. So I've cut 3 pieces like that and 1 piece at 53 centimeters by 40. And now I'm just lining them up so that I've got a perfect square. And then I'm just going to be taking some of this hardboard and I'm going to be placing it on the back to keep it in place. And I'm leaving a small gap at the top here so I can thread my wires through there. I've got all my little boxes made and now I'm just going to give them a coat of Ace Black paint. I've painted the doors and I've given them a bit of a swirl just with my paintbrush. I've just done quite a thick coat of paint and then I've just pulled my paintbrush through by wiggling it to give me a bit of a wood effect. So I'm doing that on all the cupboard doors. To get the swirly effect, I've put my paint down and all I'm doing is taking my paintbrush and just going and just doing some little angles like that. So it gives you a bit of a wood grain look to it. My cupboard door is a little bit short here, so what I've got is a piece of cardboard which I've just taken from some solar lights, and I'm going to be cutting it and putting it in like that. Now to get the right shape, just taking the cardboard box and it's got one fold already, so I'm just going to fold that around the door to give me the same width as my door. And now I've got a nice clean fold which is the same size as my door. And the height that I want is actually, for me, very lucky, it's the same height as this. So I'm going to do the same by bending this one over to match the bottom piece. So I've got a little square box then. So I folded it all around, so I've got my base and the side and the top. And now I'm just going to trim this whole section off. So I've got my little box made and now I'm just going to be trimming this section off as well to close it. So I've left a little bit of a lip here so that I can glue it onto the back piece. I've just taken another small piece and folded it like that so that I can slot it into the side so that it closes the gap. I'm going to be using hot glue to just glue my little piece of cardboard onto the top, and I've left a bit of a lip over on the back so that I can glue that onto the actual door so that it gives it a little bit more stability. I'm using this black marble contact paper to cover the cupboard door that I've just finished fixing. The easiest way to pull your contact paper apart is to take some masking tape and put it as close to the edge as you can get it, and then flip it over and put another piece on the other side without touching the masking tape, and then it just pulls apart. I have to make new cupboard doors, so I'm going to be using these insert hinges, and the reason I'm using insert ones is because the door goes on the inside of my cupboard, so they don't give you a template with these, so I'm going to be making myself a template. So according to the instructions, you need to go 4 millimeters on from the edge of the door to there. So I've got a piece of tape which I'm going to be using, which is 4 millimeters wide, and I'm just going to be placing that along there so that I can see exactly where to put my drill bit. So I've got my drill bit set up on my drill press, and I've lined the little piece of cardboard along the edge, and I've gone down by the 6 centimeters that is required. And so when I put the drill press down, you'll see that the corner is just touching the gold. So it just touches the gold, which is the right distance for the hole. To make sure I've got the right size, I'm actually going to do my first hole on a spare piece of wood. I've got my new doors on and they're really sitting nice and flush, and the gaps are really good. A bit difficult to see in the black, but now I'm going to be drilling the door handles on and decorating it in. I'm using the backing piece of contact paper, which you just peel off, which has got the kind of greasy surface on it, and all I've done is I've drawn a circle which is 40 centimeters in diameter, and I'm going to be taking my glue gun and just randomly dropping glue all over that. I'm going to be using a total of 3 of these large glue sticks. For the outer circle I'm going quite close so that I can get a nice solid line. And now for the remainder of the circle I'm holding my glue gun quite high and I'm just letting the glue fall in whatever shape it falls in, and I'm just covering the whole circle like that. Make sure when you're doing some of the inner pieces that you're actually touching the outer circle so that the glue all sticks together. So it doesn't matter how you do it, what shape you do it, just as long as you touch. It doesn't matter if you go over, because you can always trim that off, but you need it to attach to the outside circle. I've used my 3 glue sticks on my circle, and now I'm going to wait for all that glue to dry, and then I'm going to be spray painting it silver. I'm going to be using this super chrome, and it gives it a brilliant shine. And I'll just wait for that to dry. I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and cut off all the little straggly pieces on the sides. I've trimmed it all off, and now I'm just going to take it and fold it in half, and I'm going to cut it down the center line. So I've got 2 half pieces. So I've got the 2 pieces cut in half, and that's how I'm going to be placing them. And now I'm going to be working on some decorations. But before I work on the decorations, I'm actually going to be taking my drill and drilling a hole through there so I can put the door handle on. I'm lining a ruler along the base of the wood, and then I'm going to be taking some of these little rhinestones and I'm going to be placing them along the ruler all in a straight line so I can get them all nice and even. I'm doing the top and the bottom. I'm going to be gluing my glue pieces on, and I'm taking some bling wrap and I'm just using 1 strip, and I'm going to be going all the way around them, and I'm just using hot glue to do that. I've got these small little decorative stickers, and I'm going to just take them and spray them with silver, but I'm having 2 reversed, so in total I'm spraying 8 of them. All my little pieces are dry now, so I've taken 2 and placed them at the top with the small pieces at the center, and I've done the same. And now I'm taking some AB crystals, and I've got some small ones and I've got some large ones, and I'm just placing 2 at the top and 3 of them in the middle and 2 at the bottom, and then where the join on the side I've got 1 each, and I've placed 2 of them like that. I used a chalk marker to mark the center line so everything is lining up perfectly. And now I'm just going to take some hot glue and glue them all on. And the last final one, I'm gluing them in the middle. I'm taking my level and I'm lining it up exactly in the center of the adjacent cupboard that's got all the bling on that I've already done, and I'm just using one of these chalk markers to mark exactly where it is. And then I'm going to be doing the exact same thing on the bottom one, which is there, and going across, and I'm doing that the same on both the cupboards that are sitting on either side of the centerpiece. I'm using the same little bling strips that I used on the other one, and I've got the ruler in place, and now I'm just going to place the bling along the top and along the bottom. And just keep going until you've covered to the end. And I'm going to be also taking the ruler and putting it on the end piece. So I'm only taking it to the ruler, and then I'm going to be going down just on the left hand side part of this particular cupboard. I've got my border on and it's lining up with the adjacent one. Once I've secured it all, then I will be putting the stones in the centerpiece here, but I first have to secure the cupboards once they're completed. I'm going to be using these 2.5mm crystal knobs for my door handles, and all I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be drilling the holes, and I've marked it exactly halfway down and I've gone in by 5 centimeters. I've just got a serving plate that I'm using as a template, and I'm just tracing around that to get my circle. I'm using these 4mm wide by 4mm mirror mosaic tiles, and I'm just going to be going around my circle. I've left my plate in position so I can just use that as the support. And then just go all the way around. I'm going to be using more of these little decorative stickers, and I'm just going to spray paint those silver, and then I've got some of these rather attractive looking bling strips which I'm going to be putting on either side. So I've spray painted them silver and I've put them like that, and then I'm going to be taking these diamonds and putting them all the way around next to the mirror mosaics. I've set it all up like that, and now I'm going to be sticking these all down with hot glue. To remove the backing from my stickers, I've just taken my little sticker and I've taken some masking tape and just wrapped it over so that this is all the sticky tape on the top. I'm just put it down and then peel it, and all the backing comes off, and it's easy to work that way. I've got my first 2 rows done, and now I'm starting on the 3rd row, so I'm going to be using the exact same ones to go around to encase my little decorative sticker. To complete this pattern, I'm going to be taking some more of the mirror mosaic tiles, and I'm just going to be placing them around so that I've got the mirror, the beads, the decorative piece, the beads, and then the mirror again. And now I'm just going to be attaching the door handles. So that's the front. I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing on the other one. The only difference is, instead of putting the bling on the side on the left, I'm going to be putting it on the right hand door. On the top left hand side of the cupboard door, I'm going to be using some of these AB gems, and what I've done is I've taken one of them and placed it right in the corner, and then I'm going to be using the same little decorative stickers that we used in this whole section here, and I'm just taking 2 of them. I've spray painted them silver, and I've got one in the reverse and one the right way round. So I'm going to be taking it and placing it like this. So I'm going to have one of them going in that direction and the other one is the reverse, and I'm going to be gluing that on like that. And then I'm going to be using some of these teardrops, and I'm just going to be placing one just over there. And then I'm taking one of these little tiny blings and placing it just on top of that. These little things are self-adhesive, but I'm actually going to be gluing them down with the glue gun. So I've just placed the design on the left hand cupboard and the left hand door only, on the top and at the bottom. So the right hand door is nothing. So now I'm going to be doing the opposite side, which is the right hand side of it, and I'm going to be doing the right hand door only. And now for the right hand side, we're actually doing the reverse of the pattern. So we just have to make sure that you've got these little circles going on the inside and the big one starting there. So I've got the one going to be going like that, and the other one will go like that. I find it's easier if you take a few of them, and when you glue it, then you just stick it down. It's easier to place it. Once you've got it in place, then you can just tear the others off. I've got my cabinet all in position, and now I'm going to be screwing the two outer pieces to the center piece to attach them all. I'm going to be using this self-adhesive vinyl, and this one is a black marble, and I'm going to be placing it on the top to cover up all the imperfections. I had a real hard time trying to put this vinyl on because the backing kept tearing like this and leaving chunks underneath it, which gave it big bumps. So I'm not going to be using the footage of showing you how to do this, because normally it's super easy, but this one was a real challenge. Now that it's almost completed, we can start putting the little bits of bling in the center here to close it off, and then I just have to make some shelves for the insides. I've put all my shelves in the cupboards and obviously put all the things back. So now my TV unit is completed, and there's the final look of my TV cabinet and my new entertainment center. If you found this video helpful or you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.